Ya mo nyina makwa ba ye transfer afa ye din komo ahodo na yewra Paul Adom Otchere ensem training no de nsem ahodo e de atodwa e kire eye NPP amanyoko ni so munya abotre esanse yewra John Dramani Mahama Ghana mampanyi na no de ya 7th eye January ya de nesi akonya so man so ise Ghana mampanyi na afiko na wa sha se wo yi na so afo no ya de a e kam ya kwa se moto pressure kra e de ma papa na munya abotre pa na no ankasa ntoro bo ase don to nyoma na bibia so enye kama pa na pressure na amode ba na de ano the empowered nchemu piena na dia tudwa since the year John Dramani Mahama si so afa 1992 nim abra ya to aba wa Ghana anum nyina no watoro bo ase acheche nyoma mu ahodo abeteki time a omampanyi betimi ede aye na djuma ahodo na ebusuyenko na yetie Paul Adom Otchere ya ba be transe na yedi nsam no so honkamo.
President John Dramani Mahama was sworn into office on 7 January 2025. Having won a big election, the election surprised many people, but the NDC faithful were expecting to win. The NPP faithful were surprised, not by the defeat, but by the size of the defeat. So since then, there's been a lot of constellation in the NDC. Immediately in the NPP, I have to say, immediately the elections were over. Some people even started talking about, oh, Dr. Bawumia should not run again. He lost so heavily. He didn't win votes here. He didn't win votes there. Some say that Napo was the problem. Why did he bring him? The Ashantis didn't vote. The general thoughts shows that the voter turnout was low and that majority of MPP supporters in their strongholds in Eastern and Ashanti did not vote. People believe that the whole conversation is about people not coming to vote because of economic crisis and the MPP faithful were not happy. A lot of things are going on. What we are coming to tell you here today is for my friends and dear brothers and sisters in the MPP. Government change and government comeback. It happens. In 2016, the NDC experienced the heaviest, at the time, the heaviest defeat in the Fourth Republican history in Ghana in 2016, December. The new government was formed in 2017. Only 4 years later, after what Akufo-Addo thought he had performed creditably, and many people can attest to that, 4 years later, the entire victory of the NPP in Parliament was whittled away until Parliament became 137, just 4 years. In 1996, when the second Parliament started in January 1997, the NDC had almost a 2/3 majority in the second Parliament, almost that, the second Parliament. Within just a matter of 4 years, it was whittled away. The MPP became the majority. So that happens. In 2004, the NPP had a lead in Parliament of nearly 40, of 100 and, it wasn't 257 at the time, 200 and some, 237 seats. They had about a lead of about 40. 4 years later, it was completely whittled away. So things can change in politics, but the NDC's victory is big. MPP must stop talking, I think. It's my own small advice. MPP must stop talking and gather the information. So Mr. Callistus Mahama issues a statement and then we see MPP marking under it, correcting it. We don't need all that. It's time for MPP to sort of put themselves together. They are a great force. They are great people. Look at what is happening in Parliament, in the Appointments Committee. Look at Patricia P.J., Alexander Fenyo Markin, lawyer Ejay Bafo. They are showing signs of their capability and their quality. So that's good. They can keep it at that. This issue of criticizing everything that NDC does at this time is not necessary. MPP must wait till May, June. Wait. But you have to observe keenly and gather everything. You can make some comments or get media people to make some comments. Asiedu Nketia said this is coming back to bite him. He said his son has an appointment. He said Akufo-Addo was doing nepotism. Those things you can raise. But being critical of almost everything, Callistus writes a letter and then we are circling it. No, we don't need to do that as MPP. Put the information together so that when you come in May, you can say that in January this happened. In February this happened. In March, this happened. In April, this happened. And then you can draw a conclusion as to what you want to say about the NDC government. And you have to give the NDC government time to settle. And every government deserves time to settle. And it is also going to show a bit of weakness in the NPP if every little thing is being bitten at this time. It's not important. And also there are people who are campaigning for this and that in NPP. That's all okay, but it has to be sort of under wraps if the advice will be taken. Now, the biting at everything would look like nitpicking. Nobody needs that. Just hold it down, calm down, and then observe. I'm sure some mistakes have already started. I'm sure there may be some mistakes made. There would also be some good things the NDC will do. So let's hold it down and keep the record. The most important thing now is to keep the record. This is what they did. On this days, this happened. On this days, that happened. Compare it to 4 years ago. Compare it to 8 years ago. This happened, that happened. Keep the record. Let the government fully settle. Now, if you give them up to June, May, June, July, by that time, many appointments would have been settled. And those who don't get appointments will know that they didn't get appointments. Those who got appointments will know that they didn't get they got appointments. You can begin to, build on that situation. Build on that situation, and then you can do your opposition work responsibly. So the message on this our podcast today from Good Evening Ghana is that New Patriotic Party, you are a great party. The Elephant Party, you are a great party. You've done so much for Ghana. Your leaders have been distinguished. Don't worry, time will write history about what happened. For now, there is a new government in Ghana led by John Dramani Mahama, President of Ghana. National Democratic Congress will form the government. They've started forming the government already. Give them time, but record everything that happens. On the day that the time has run out, you come and then you lay it out. Should I add more? Need I say more? I don't have much to say. This is our Good Evening Ghana podcast.
Right. I was any pe quote nene aye Paul Adom Otchere I would in Juma e Metro TV Good Evening Ghana nene ane twegu ye transfer fee some do dia to no ye di e ho enkomo na enkomo.
Me dia me ne ba ba ya bi se o se sa kwazu no so de posa Bible money na mutun bo so pa
amen.
Me dia me ne Paul ba ya
me David ba ya bi se
I David yes
David David
and David be home mabo
Agosi Jago. I say gospel artist be a gear person.
If you are just social media and opposite, as a one and John Compass over the before we do Tram and India with the that's why I office why when they corporate matching away, yes, in the anyway, so Paul Adom Otchere 100% right. So what you say?
Okay.
Criticizing John Mahama, Cecilia, Cecilia, yeah. Afena, ye did John Mahama Sia Kunyaso. We now 1 month to prove.
Debbie.
7th, and I tell you,
yeah.
4 days as an Obinim 1 month. There's also where this year 26 days in year.
Yeah.
The 26 days in year. Na oba bebo sobo ene ewuro and at the end ewo mu se ne ma bia start unity ya me don se metinye ho say na me nsem aguma ma benya tipaye ene ma bia hyase unity a enkofo start complaining ya amampeda da ma appoint ni nua bia koda board bia no ya ho asma ehole ene enema bia hyase ekọ I look at your back, ya appointed a deputy, and in your manema be a equina. Eh, Yaquez and Niama and this focus at know. They have also started repeating the same mistake the former administration committed or the former administration made. But so I can see I because a pretty brina abomono, and a moon and Monia Modea and Tortua. So what I see, it's a very better. I'm a say. More broken pieces no and I'm on Shanamon come one on my chair part ready to nya and I'm more than 1 year worduma na mo fancy na fe moma aban no oteso no anya bia osun sie bia na se afibi enru na de beko bia no nyina yani e de bay esem they mo say ye be sha say no I say we sakwa ma de niamba na so ntem so what I say because before go be say sabe ano a de bobo sia no nya no ani bitua fda ya bo ani suku ja so sunko eti ne se mampani John Dramani Mahama ba na se ne bi a hya se koso ne ade no you ask yourself the politicians they are all what the same it will be ba na do go twa ade a ho beto a me ne ma everyone mo a me Kofi ubisamia me ni problem with it me na me mampani me nua wako university acquire knowledge of energy. Minya ene kinke wako school wako sua the knowledge about finances.
Yeah.
And I'm a bit man penny. Meaning I qualified. Now I say because so you mean you man farmer, name go for people fra. Men tia dear nase. John Bill Clinton wrestle. None yene Mrs. Clinton. Huh?
Yeah.
And so now okura a position wa bem.
Yeah.
And that can because we be
Sure.
Huh?
Yeah.
Condoleezza Rice. And so now Secretary of State. Interlink. So the person qualify and essence say me yam penny nti ma force dey wura ni tia and dey can eyi. And now second position no ye betumi a spread it. Ye betumi a spread it ma obia ababede na nke ehuni o qualified the man as there be me come dey saku kom dey amami nua me dey amami ba dey amami yere and dey can eka e mo me na be man penny na mu say duma amami nua we betumi a say dey man penny Kofo ba ya appointee ni nua eye Edward Kofo Adokofo sorry Adokofo
yeah
or appointing as defense minister because when say nua no only between the chairman no o mo bia meto no so asawram it's the so me wo mabaya man panimo say no me nua we na finance no me dem na between atoto economy aye ye ma me so ma gimi din anka what is the problem
yeah
and in say bia mo kaka na say nei mo so ma na say mo sa be repeat the same thing dia and na 24 say sebe asamna ko yehu and say anya nti and so man before the gut so mo focus on and on kwa say about better 4 years to come on yeah because some me again at yes say Ghanaians have short
memory
that's a you say as a brain daughter you and I are one now they are so any adidi ye nya abotre munya abotre ema aban no na mo hwa so siesie mu fie asem ko so enie me wo mu fie wo na e wo sam ka no e do so pa ya ma we ya mo be mama ise pa ya mo ma no say Mahama nso ema me ye niam Ghana fo bibufu ana Ghana fo ani beji so ye niam Ghana fo ani beji a and to you people's advantage and power. Ni mo be any man Ghana for anybody there, forget it. Nti mo nyai se mo ye ayi mo start attack no attack sisia we mean to sebe wa nu sawai bibie na wo yare utribum me suru so amaka so abodam so baka se Mahama ena oba na mi hunu hwe da bi na be no mu di sanko so what we muso nyame ade hye ni bia
o si oba da be ya o ye hu
what I say
Africa na start your appointment o yi appointment ni ada
sabre dia wa ba to tasi Mahama bia men to sebe hia
right so we say like share have a comment no go comment section as a fa am I krama